It is time to expand minds through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. It is time to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. It is time for the Captain Talks Flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. And I'm your host, Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, we spared no expense. You know what? We went back to the island again. Can you believe that? A third time we went back to the island. We did not learn our lesson. We went back to the island that was Jurassic, where the dinosaurs roamed. Yes, we did. And I'm going to get into that first couple things. I want to give a big shout out to Whitmore Lake, Michigan. Got some plays from Whitmore Lake this past week. Gracias, gratitude, Totoba. In Whitmore Lake, I saw a very cool looking park called Independence Lake County Park. One of these days, me and my lady, Renee L.A., gonna have to fly through there, drive through, hang out at the park, sit by the water, write some raps, do a podcast, eat some good food, and say hi to you awesome, cool people of Whitmore Lake. And one more thing. How do you guys like the Detroit Tigers? Because this season, bro, they might just get the World Series one more time. Once again, baby. Probably gonna happen. I'm sure you guys love Detroit Tigers. So thanks for listening. Guys, just gratitude. And additionally, this episode is brought to you by the album called Well Fed, by the one and only Sunsu Cosmic and Renalian, spitting those cosmic raps over electronic, synthy, hypnotic type beats. So if you want to hear the album called Well Fed, put the link below, check it out. Now, let's get the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said at the jump, this past week, we spared no expense. And like I said a minute ago, we went back to the island of Isolnoro, something like that. We're back to Island of Dinosaurs, Site B. And we're going to get into Jurassic Park 3. And before we get into that, we're continuing the binge of Jurassic Park, all the films, and we're going to see the new one next week. And guess who's joining me on this journey? The one and only Renee L.A. Renee L.A., say hi to the party people.
Hello, all.
So here we are. We'll talk Jurassic Park once again. Renee L.A., why don't you set it off?
Okay, well, something that we missed, I'd say, early on, I think we were talking about clothing. We didn't touch on that in the first one, but we can talk about that now. Clothing. Well, you have been saying how you've been enjoying it, watching it, seeing the clothing, and that's your style, and like the what do you call it? Like the island type pants and shirts and stuff. So, and people still wear all that. So these is like the 90s, and people still do that. You know, wear that type of thing now. And
so what's interesting is I am wearing those clothes from the movie. A lot of those clothes they had, I wear it now. As a grown dude who's 49 years old, I'm dressing like those guys in Jurassic Park. Now, what's interesting, as a 49-year-old dude, I watch the movies like, these are great clothes. When I was in my 20s, not so much. But as an older gentleman, I'm like, bro, I like that. Let me tell you one thing, it's kind of sidetrack, real quick side note. I watched a rap video from an artist that was back in the 90s, who I listened to as a younger man. And I saw a new video from him yesterday, right? I watched a video of him rapping. Guess who he's dressed? He was dressed like Jurassic Park, just like me. He dressed like me. We're wearing the same thing. I was like, this dude grew up. He grew up. It wasn't this little thing. Just a little side note. It was a very positive song. But anyways, the whole point is that as you get older, you just appreciate things differently. And at the time, when I was younger, the clothes were that awesome to me. But as an older, like, this is the vibe, bro. Because you know what? I think when you get older, you just want to spend time on an island. Chill on an island, wear some cool clothes, have pretty women around, like run in LA, drink some drinks, eat some food. Life is good. Yeah, this is what we want to do. So anyways, yeah, the clothes are dope. So what else you got, Renee? What else about this movie we want to get into? Come on, what else you got?
so actually, after I watched the movie, I wanted to look like Laura Dern, her character. So I started wearing khaki like shorts and like those boots. I don't know about the shirt what I did, but they had like a blue shirt and hers was like tied. Anyway, whatever I had, I tied it, but I did get the khaki shorts and the boots. I really liked how she looked. So I right away liked the look. You're saying you didn't really care for it, but I did. A little late.
It's been like 20 years to appreciate the fashion of Jurassic Park. But I'll say this, you have the same build as like, what's her name, Lauren Dern?
Yeah, Ellie, what's her? Sattler.
Yeah, you guys are built very similar. So you guys are built similar. So you got to their fashion early, I got to it late. But in the end, everybody made it to the fashion of Jurassic Park.
But just like rewatching these movies, it really makes me want to hit the beach or go to an island super bad. So good vibes, good beachy vibes.
as you know, the last few weeks, island has kind of been the theme in our world, as you know, because we talk a lot. And islands is coming up all over the place. I think island is where we need to be at some point in time, maybe in the near future.
I am not going to fight that.
100%. The one thing, though, I hope there is no dinosaurs there, bro. Because dinosaurs, we got to get out of there. So there can be no dinosaurs inside. That's the stipulation. We go to any island you want. If there's dinosaurs there, we got to bounce out. Anyways, what else you got?
Well, something you kind of touched on during the film was like greed. So you can go ahead and spearhead that one. Go.
So if we go ahead and rewind the clock back to Jurassic Park, the original one. In the beginning there, John Hammond, the guy with the beard, says, spared no expense, really spared no expense. Because he came to Alan Grant's character. He said, bro, I need you to come to this island and give me your expertise about what's going on this island. He's like, nah, bro, I ain't gonna do it. I'm not. And then John Hammond's like, well, I'll do this. Yeah, I'm still good. And then he said, I'll do this. So basically, John Hammond took his immense amount of wealth, his checkbook, said, bro, here you go, come out. And eventually, Alan Grant said, bro, I'll go. Because the numbers got so big, he couldn't refuse because things cost money and everybody has a price, according to John Hammond. So yeah, that happened in Jurassic Park. But also in Jurassic Park 3, Alan Grant said the same thing. He said, I'm never going back to that island. But lo and behold, this guy comes through. And he says, bro, I'll go ahead and fund your research for blah, blah, blah years. And next thing you know, Alan goes, I'll go. But real quick, this has got another degree. Let's just say this real quick. What's really messed up about this time, there was no money this time. John Hammond really gave him the money. This guy's an imposter. He has no money. Now, this guy's like some kind of like bathroom fixer-upper, which are paid. They do really well in my community. There's no doubt about it. But they're not on no level of John Hammond money. So they could do well locally, but John Hammond's on a different level of wealth. He's like Elon Musk wealth. I guarantee you he ain't getting that money he was promised, right? So he went for the greed, didn't even get the money, bro. So yeah, so that I find interesting that they went for the greed. And one additional thing too, which you saw as well, as the character Billy that's in part 3, he a little great too. He saw some eggs in the nest. He's like, bro, this is gonna get us some money. Let's go snatch those eggs up. Even though he knows dinosaurs well, and he knows what would happen if he takes those eggs, he didn't care. He let that money in his mind overtake him. He said, let me snatch these eggs up. And a lot of the problems that exist in the whole movie are just because they were greedy. I mean, Alan Grant was greedy and so was Billy. And all the problems was because of the greed. So know what that teaches you? Don't
They
be greedy.
both were doing it for their field, though. Like, yes, it was greed, lack of good judgment. But they were both so passionate about what they do. Because it was really out of their character. They were doing it for their line of work, but still.
So as someone that has extreme amounts of passion for what I do, which I do art, I do rap, I do podcasts, all these things, I understand how you can become so passionate about what you do that you might somehow be blinded when you make choices to achieve the goals you're trying to achieve. And I hope as I've navigated this artistry for the last 15 years that I've kind of steered away from that. Now, I'm not 100%. I have to really look back to determine that. But I may have possibly been in this choice where I might have done that. I suspect not. But when you're in the obsession of chasing a craft or something you really love, I see how it can be misguided in a moment because you're so passionate about what it is you're doing.
Well, so that also leads, me into the next topic was the decisions.
Yes.
Such a powerful word. I use it often. And I think about it often because your choices and decisions, oh my gosh, they affect you, and not only you, those around you. And they could be life altering in just a split second decision, or I don't know. I mean, that's ultimately what happened with these movies. Like, if they didn't make the decisions they did, there wouldn't be,
So as a 49-year-old man who's lived life on planet for 49 years and has various life experiences, I can tell you, Renee, I can tell myself, and I can tell everybody on the other end of the spectrum. I don't care what country you live in. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care your language. None of that matters. I can guarantee you that your current life is a sum of all the decisions you've made. Now, the last Mission Impossible we just watched, that's the theme of the movie. They're saying your life is built of the sum of decisions you make. Now, a lot of times, maybe you made some because you're not informed or you were influenced by so-and-so or da-da-da. There was pressure, whatever we talk about, because I know I've had some of those. But ultimately, wherever you sit right now, whatever you're doing, wherever you sit, it ultimately is the sum of your decisions. Now, if you don't like your current life, my belief is that you have to change your thoughts in your mind and make different decisions. I mean, that's it. But honestly, though, that being said, because of that truth, you can shift your life in any direction you want to go to. All you got to do is readjust your mind, readjust your thoughts, and change your life. Now, one last thing I'm going to say. I have a very popular phrase to say all the time. I say this all the time. It's for all my music, all the podcasts. Change your mentality, change your reality. So if you're unhappy currently, change your mentality and your reality will shift. It may take some time. It may take a long time, but eventually it will. And this is a lesson I've learned over years from studying and actually living life. And in this movie, you've seen that Sam Neill made a decision, and this is what happened. But that's going to lead me into the next subject. Sam Neill, Alan Grant himself. So I was talking to Ray in LA about this earlier. I find Alan Grant's character phenomenal. He's a phenomenal, powerful, powerful human being. He's poised, he's calm under all the pressure and stress. He's relaxed, he's a leader, right? He's handling these situations that come up. Even though he decided them, he caused his own problems. He's navigating through the best he can, is calm and composed he can, which is very admirable, which I shoot for in my life all the time. What are your thoughts about Alan Grant's character in general? Do you got any thoughts on that? Between the first movie and the second movie, just to the totality of you've seen him on the screen. What's your thoughts? And also give you a little context. The second movie had, which we talked about, had Jeff Goldblum, which is fine. He was the leading guy, but there was just something different about Alan Grant versus his character, which resonated with me a little bit more. So any thoughts about like Alan Grant, Sam Neill's portrayal of Alan Grant at all? You had some words about it earlier today. What you got?
I was happy he was back. Kind of missed him in the second one, but it didn't make sense for him to be in the second one, I guess. He seemed the same. So I will say that Ian Malcolm, for me, his character differed from the first and second movie. But Alan Grant, he stayed the same from the first and third. So
now, would you say Ian got worse or better in the second movie? Did he learn? Did he grow? Or did he get worse, in your opinion? As far as a man, as a moral, or whatever you deem as growth, did he grow or not grow, in your opinion?
I guess I don't really know what they were trying to do with him. I was a little confused about him the second movie, but...
Now, I will say about Sam Neill, he was the same, but yeah, he was slightly different. Because he seemed more comfortable with children, if you notice in the opening of the third. Because in the third, he seemed more comfortable than the first. He was very uncomfortable with children in the first one.
I thought by the end of the first, though, he was pretty good with them, though. Because in the tree, he was pretty comfortable, and then in the helicopter at the end, they were laying on him. I thought that kind of transition happened.
But that could have been just for temporary, but it seems like it stayed with him because you see him with Ellie and how he's with his kids. He's very good with them. He's a dinosaur man, bro.
Well, her kid was playing with dinosaurs, so it did help.
Oh, so let me ask you this. Do you think that Alan Grant will go back to the island? Now, real quick, I've not seen any of the movies. I have no idea what happens. So have you've seen these movies?
I've seen all of them.
So let me tell you what I would think. I would like to think that he won't go back to the island. But I suspect in the future, he probably will. How could they not bring him back? It seems like every movie franchise, here's what eventually happens. They either bring old characters back or they go to space. So usually what happens is the old characters come back first and then they go to space. So in a long enough time, if your franchise goes long, the old characters come back and they go to space. So this next movie, they go into space or old characters coming back. It's my theory. Yeah. And one thing I want to ask you is, well, I know this is kind of off topic. What do you think of the name The Dinosaur Man? Any thoughts? I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was great. I just love the name, The Dinosaur Man.
I thought it was cute how he got it. Because the kid,
Yeah.
Ellie's kid gave it to him. I thought that was cute that he referred to him as that. So it was I like knowing how people get their nicknames.
Yeah. It's great. I'd like to see a hat with it on his shirt. It's great. It's just The Dinosaur Man. It's just a great name.
I would also like to actually discuss the movie because, the movie itself, it was very exciting. It was very, it was intense, I would say. I didn't expect that, actually, because it's quite different from the second one, I think. It was attention grabbing, and the dinosaurs still looked super real, and the baby ones are in there again. Yeah, it was, I was pleasantly surprised. I saw it a long time ago, but I just didn't remember. But I was pleasantly surprised. I did enjoy it.
I think in movie making in general, not just Jurassic Park, but just in general, the pacing has started to shift from like the 90s to 2000s. So as you watch it now, like the action starts right from the jump. Like in this one, they were like 10 minutes in, that boom. It just action, pause, action. It just nonstop. And so it seemed like from 2000s forward, it just gets faster and faster, where the action just bang, 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 like nonstop ride. And so the second one was very slow pacing compared to the third, because the third was like, right out the box, like dinosaurs coming right at him. Like it just seemed like they were 10 minutes in, and boom. And personally, if you go for a movie that's like more like your popcorn movie. I mean, that's kind of what you want, right?
Well, so yeah, I mean, the first movie had to kind of set it up a bit, and it was enjoyable. You didn't even think about it. But then, like, by the third, viewers, they know what's going on. Just get to it. Let's just watch this and see what happens. Yeah.
And one last thing I want to talk about. I know we're going long, but I still want to comment how real the dinosaurs look. It's just I want to say that the dinosaurs still look super real. And I look forward to seeing Jurassic World. You talk about Jurassic World. Could you say that that's going to be like a really good, huge movie? And it should be interesting how the dinosaurs look in that. Yeah, so I just want to comment on that. So I know we went long today. We talked about Jurassic Park 3. We're going to continue the journey, the binge of Jurassic Park, when we go see the new Jurassic World Park film this week. And there will be some pictures in the gram. And you know what? They're probably very interesting. Wait to see us at the movies because they're probably going to look interesting. So anyways, this concludes Jurassic Park 3. Do you have any final comments or words about the movie?
Take care of your people, take care of your things, and take care.
And with that being said, until next time, we'll see you. Thinking is like loving and dying. Each of us must do it for himself. Josiah Royce. Till next time, it's Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks.